Man, what a week it's been. All right, so right out the gate, let's talk Impact. Josh Alexander comes out, talks about his contract, talks about how he gets a shot at Moose's championship. Moose has a lot of issues with that in the back later on Impact, we see. And things are just building up to a match between Moose and Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. I think it'll be a good one. Looking forward to Talk Jericho appreciation because it's right on my head. So Jericho comes out, talks to Eddie Kingston, shakes Eddie's hand, but then things turn as the night goes on, and we see that Jericho has now formed a new faction and has turned on Santana and Ortiz as well as Eddie Kingston after it seemed like there was going to be some sort of friendship there. And we see that there's now the Jericho Appreciation Society, which has 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager in it. Interested to see what they do with this faction. AEW really likes the factions right now, and it seems to be kind of working because, you've got the different things where Buddy Murphy returned recently and had that square off thing with the House of Black, but AEW got bigger than that, didn't they? Man, lots of really cool stuff as far as old school guys go this week. We seen Jeff Hardy go to AEW, which, man, there's so many matches that I want to see. And then, we're going to see Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin be in the same ring together. They call it the KO show, but Stone Cold said you can call it a match, you can call it a fight, you can call it the KO show, you can call it whatever you want. I'm still going to come there, and I'm still going to beat you up. So that's going to be really cool. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see at this point. I wasn't excited about it at first, but that promo that Stone Cold did where it's like he's so mad he's driving off into the desert to think about it and to contemplate, to see what, he had to drive out to the desert and think for a minute before he said something. So that was a really cool way to start the story. And, you keep running your mouth about Texas. You want to bring me into it and everything. So he's going to stand up for the big, great state of Texas. And I think that's really cool that they're taking that angle. It's a fun angle to take. And I'm getting more into it. Not my favorite yet, but we're getting there. And so, let's see, we've talked Stone Cold, we've talked Jeff Hardy. Let's talk Edge and AJ Styles now. So AJ was at home due to last week's concerto, claiming concussion. Edge comes out and he's like, "You think you know me," which I thought was really clever, and I liked it. Going with the purple lights, I thought that whenever I seen the promo pictures and stuff, because I go to bed early on Mondays because of work, but whenever I'm getting caught up on things, I seen the purple lights and everything, and I thought he was gonna do throw shade in a sense to the fact that AJ's WrestleMania with The Undertaker, he lost, and say something about that. But I do like that they kind of took it back to the "you think you know me" street fighting type Edge that they were trying to do with Edge whenever he first came into WWF. So I thought that was really good. Crazy stuff happened last night on SmackDown. We seen Lesnar try to chase Heyman because Roman Reigns wasn't there after all the crazy stuff that happened at the house show in Madison Square Garden. Lesnar wants retribution, and looks like they're both going to be there on SmackDown next week. Sami Zayn wanted to win the Intercontinental title back from Ricochet, did not do so. Before I forget, Scorpio Sky is the new TNT champion this week. I think that was a really good move. I was really enjoying Sami's run, but Scorpio Sky deserves some attention, and so putting the belt on him, I think, is a good choice. I really like what they've done with the TNT belt. It's kind of bounced around between people and everything. I think I think it's good for business. Man, I've had fun watching wrestling this week. It's felt good. Sorry if this is a little bit like bouncy. So back to SmackDown. Big E got severely hurt. It's unfortunate because I mean, I don't. Is there somebody who's not a fan of Big E? If so, why? Because Big E does such a great job. So thoughts, prayers, get well soons go out to Big E because obviously we want to see him back in doing what he loves. I'm saving one thing in particular for the end of this because I loved it so much. It was my favorite thing this week, I think. Even better than, Jeff Hardy's return and seeing the things that we saw with Jeff Hardy's return. Man, I'm just... I want to make sure I get it all in this video. Rampage, there really wasn't a whole lot going on with Rampage last night. So... other than Scorpio Sky coming out and talking, to me, I thought that was the biggest point from Rampage last night. Show's only like an hour long, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. But I mean, it seems like I know it's a shorter show. I can't remember how long it is. I think it's an hour. I'll have to double check that now that I'm talking out of nonsense. It's time! It's time! It's Vader time! So, Vader going into the Hall of Fame this year. 2022 inductee. It's a great class, Undertaker and Vader so far. Man, looking forward to seeing who else gets announced. We normally see a celebrity, and then we also see some sort of female, so looking forward to seeing who else gets inducted. With them talking to Mickie James and everything, I don't think she's like... She has had a Hall of Fame career, but, she's too young to go in? Because she's still wrestling, just recently lost the Impact Championship. So, we'll see if that's going to happen. I'm just talking out of crazy talk there. It could be many more people as well. But just threw a name out there is all I was doing. Man, I think we're... also... Multiverse of matches on Friday, April 1st. We are going to see the Good Brothers versus them boys, the Briscoes. So I cannot wait for that match. I cannot wait. Let me tell you. It's going to be exciting. Definitely on my list of things to do is Friday, April 1st. Watch that match because I am a fan of the Good Brothers, like I've said before. And this match is just going to be too sweet, Can't miss that. So my favorite thing of the week had to be the triple threat match for the NXT Championship. At first, my first feelings with Braun Breaker is Vince is very much, I want to rebrand I want to rebrand NXT. It's mine now. This is what I'm going to do with it. This is what I'm going to push. And it almost felt like, one, in spite of Triple H and what Triple H was doing with NXT, and two, it felt very much like kind of Roman-esque, where he's trying to shove Braun down our throats. That was how I felt. After watching the triple threat match, my thought has kind of changed a bit on Braun Breaker. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I was going into it as a Tommaso Ciampa, that's who I wanted to win the match. Man, it was so good. So many things I want to hit on. Those three guys, for a triple threat match, I wasn't 100% sure how they would complement each other. All three are great workers, though, and that match blew me away. I've said it several times this week, triple threats, or not this week, but in these videos so far, triple threats. I do like a good triple threat if it's done right. All right, so as came down to it, we're getting close to the end. We see Bobby Roode. I refuse to call him anything else. He is Bobby Roode. He's a member of the Dirty Dogs, and it was awesome to see him come out and help Dolph get it done. And I love the end of it because, yes, Dolph wins, and it was a great finish. All three guys had, close calls with winning the belt, and I thought it was great. But in the end, It was Dolph Ziggler, and honestly, for a guy that is, you can see like the smile on my face. Like, I just thought it was such a great match. Part of it is probably because, you know, hold my puppy, and then, but man, great storytelling by all three guys. That is such a great job. The promo that Tommaso Ciampa did towards the beginning of Roadblock was fantastic. The, you know, just, you know, typical Tommaso Ciampa. I'm mad. I'm going to talk straight for over half the interview, and then I'm going to escalate my voice, and I'm going to yell, and then I'm going to throw the chair, and I'm going to walk off. I love it. One of my favorite promo guys at the moment, I think, on NXT. He does such a fantastic job. I'm sorry, I was drinking coffee, and it's getting me a little burpy this morning, apparently, plus talking and whatnot else, I guess. But, man, just fantastic. I loved it. Like I said, I'm definitely a fan. Cannot wait to see what else these guys do. It was fantastic. Still campaigning for that three stages match for the title unification. You've got the time. It's WrestleMania. You can budget it in. You know, stipulations I would do: 60-minute Iron Man match on the main event night, or on the first night. Second night, let's do something earlier on in the show. You guys been opening with the Universal Heavy, you know, the Universal Championship on pay-per-views. Open up the, you know, second day with a match between the two. Doesn't have to even be a crazy stipulation, because, like I said, the third one I think should be the Cell. So, you know, second stipulation, let's do something, you know, submission match. There you go. Submission match would be great between the two. Have Roman win the Iron Man match, which would be bonkers, I think, in itself. It'd be believable, but it'd be bonkers, because it's like, okay, Lesnar has so much experience in great Iron Man matches. But, you know, have Roman win that one, and then have Lesnar win the submission match with, not with the Kimura, because I think that would be noticeable. I think you throw some homage to Angle. Sorry, my brain just like locked there. So you throw some homage to Angle with him winning with a ankle lock. I think that would be a great way to finish it off. And then I said I was going to end with the triple threat match. Very much a roadblock for Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa. More for Tommaso Ciampa, because what's Tommaso Ciampa going to do now? I did see where Braun Breaker is now on the main roster, as well as Gable Stevenson. They moved, if that is true, they moved Braun really quickly, I feel. But that also could be because there was a stint there where I wasn't like able to really watch a whole lot of NXT, so I was kind of under a rock with Braun Breaker for a little bit, I feel. I really like that they've kept Tommaso Ciampa there, and as I was trying to say earlier, I think that having Dolph be one of the only two guys, because you could count Finn as a main roster guy, one of the only two guys that has held the NXT championship, a great thing. I think that was a smart move on their part, because Dolph will, as long as he's champion, he will help develop and really work well with these guys on NXT. He's great on the mic. He's a great seller. He makes anybody that he works with look amazing. So I think that this was a great move. I am a fan of Dolph Ziggler. I wish they would have put the WWE Championship on him, like, in a better way than what they did with the World Heavyweight Championship. Not that that wasn't a good run, but I feel like the guy deserves more. Kind of like Cesaro. Tried to end this video once already, so let's actually get it done right here. We love talking wrestling here on Smark Stories. We want to make sure that we're talking about things that you want to talk about as well in wrestling. So if I am missing a topic that you want to hear about, please let me know. Comment it below. We will get it done for you. I might even make a special episode for you. That's how this whole show started. I had no intention of talking about wrestling in this light, but after I did the first one, I was like, let's keep it going for a while, see what we can do. Cats are hissing at the dog, I apologize. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see done. We're going to keep doing these things probably once to twice a week, depending on what's going on in the wrestling world. I would love to be more like, whoa, breaking news. But, man, first off, the videos would... I feel like it would be done differently if I did it that way. Not that I wouldn't want to try a different format eventually. I mean, the first video was just me talking about Shane McMahon's release and whatnot for 5 minutes. But I want to do something. Right now I'm happy with the format I'm doing, but that's not to say that I'm not going to change it up and do things a little bit differently. But with that, y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you next time.